Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we are diving deep into the effects of Donald Trump becoming the president. Whether you loved or hated his policies, it's clear his impact will be felt. From changing the political landscape to reshaping international relations, we'll explore the real impact of his presidency. So, without any further delay, let's get started. Donald Trump's return to the White House as the 47th President of the US has sparked a lot of discussions about potential implications for global trade and India's economy. But why is it a hot topic of discussion for India? The USA is India's largest export destination, accounting for 18% of India's total exports in the financial year 2024. Since the Indian economy is closely tied to the US economy, any policy changes in the US have a far fetched impact on the Indian economy. It can reshape the trade flow, alter global alliances, and even affect capital flows. So, there are many big questions right now. What will be the impact of the second term of Trump's presidency on Indian market? Which sectors could be impacted and in what ways? How will India negotiate Trump 2.0? Let us examine the impact of Trump's second term on India's stock market, economy, and sectors. Now let's discuss about economic and trade relations. As a matter of fact, we are aware of Donald Trump's America First agenda, encouraging US based companies to boost domestic manufacturing while reducing reliance on imports. Trump's US focused trade measures could press India to lower its trade restrictions. This can likely increase tariffs on a range of imports from India, particularly those competing directly with the American products. Indian exporters, especially in sectors like pharmaceuticals, IT, and textile, could face higher tariffs. However, Trump's anti China stance can have a positive impact on India. His intentions to raise tariffs on imports from China could indirectly benefit India. India could emerge as an alternative viable destination for US companies looking to diversify their supply chains and relocate operations to low cost destinations. It can open up US markets for Indian electronics, metals, chemicals, textiles, and auto components. Now let's discuss about the potential issues. The first issue will be increased tariffs. Trump has branded India as a very big trade abuser and threatened to impose higher tariffs on Indian exports. This could affect over $75 billion worth of Indian exports to the US, impacting key sectors like IT, pharmaceuticals, and textiles. The next issue will be trade deficit concerns. The US trade deficit with India, which stood at around $30 billion in 2023, has been a point of contention for Trump. He may push for more balanced trade, potentially leading to trade disputes. Now let's see about the sectoral impacts. The first sector which is going to be impacted the most is automotive. Higher tariffs could affect India's growing auto exports to the US. The next is pharmaceuticals. The Indian pharma sector, a major exporter to the US, may face increased scrutiny and tariffs. The next sector is IT services. Potential changes in H1B visa rules could impact the cost structure and growth of Indian IT firms. Now let's discuss about the areas of cooperation. Trump's second term brings a wave of optimism to the Indian stock market, particularly in areas that benefit from his pro business agenda and global trade policies. His proposed plan to reduce the corporate tax rate from the current 21% to 15% can create a market friendly environment across global markets, including India. As seen in his previous term, his deregulation efforts, tax cuts, and corporate friendly policies are likely to foster optimism across the globe, leading to increased global liquidity and heightened investor interest in emerging markets like India. We can expect increased foreign institutional investment participation in the Indian stock market, which can further boost demand for Indian equities and strengthen market sentiments. Now let's decode the sectoral impacts. The first sector will be defense and strategic cooperation. Trump's return is expected to enhance US India defense cooperation and India's military capabilities. India's role as a strategic defense partner can give a significant boost to defense related Indian businesses. It can improve the sourcing of hardware and technology for defense and aerospace. The next sector will be energy and commodity. Trump's focus on building energy independence could further improve US India energy partnership. His emphasis on domestic oil, gas, and coal production could contribute to stabilizing global oil prices. India, being a major oil and gas importer, can largely benefit from the reduced import bill. Oil marketing companies and city gas distributors are expected to benefit from lower oil prices. Besides Trump's emphasis on global domestic infrastructure development and economic growth is likely to drive demands for commodities like metals and energy products, creating opportunities for Indian companies across mining, energy, and agricultural sectors. And the next sector will be technology. Trump's restrictive immigration policies can impact Indian IT firms that depend on H 1B visas for staffing their US operations. Restrictions on the movement of Indian talent to the US could increase operational costs for Indian IT firms as they might have to employ local staff on site. Whether we can expect the visa rules to relax or tighten, only time will tell. But the positive side is Trump's reduced reliance on Chinese tech firms, particularly in telecommunication and cybersecurity, could benefit India as US firms seek to diversify partnership in high quality, cost effective outsourcing destinations. With US companies prioritizing innovation in areas like artificial intelligence, cloud computing, cybersecurity, and 5G, Indian IT services firms are well positioned to collaborate and tap on this opportunity. So far, we have discussed about the positive as well as the negative impacts. Now, let's discuss about the way forward. The first point that should be focused on is bilateral trade negotiations. India could proactively engage in trade talks to address US concerns while protecting its own interests. The next point is diversification of export markets. India should continue efforts to reduce dependence on the US markets by exploring other global markets. The next one is leveraging China plus one strategy. India could position itself as an alternative manufacturing hub for US companies looking to diversify away from the China. The next point will be focus on strategic sectors. India could prioritize negotiations in sectors where it has a competitive advantage, such as pharmaceuticals and IT services. Next one being continued collaboration on critical technologies. Build on initiatives like the US India Initiative on critical and emerging technologies to foster cooperations in areas such as artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and semiconductors. Next being addressing digital taxation. Work towards a mutual acceptable framework for taxing digital services that balances both the countries' interests. The next one is leveraging diaspora connections. Utilize the strong Indian American community to foster businesses and cultural ties. Finally, to conclude, while Trump's victory presents a mixed bag of opportunities and challenges for India, the overall outlook is positive. A Republican president has historically been favorable for India, and this trend is likely to continue. From strengthening defense ties and countering China's influence to play a more active diplomatic role globally, India stands to gain significantly under Trump's leadership. However, India will need to remain cautious in handling trade and immigration issues to ensure the bilateral relationship continues to thrive. That brings us to the end of today's discussion. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out the future discussions. Let's keep this dialogue going and let's continue to engage with the world around us, no matter how challenging the conversation may be. Thanks for watching and take care of each other.